Hey everyone, welcome to Popwire's Witch Slapped. My name's Roel,
Hi, I'm Danny.
and this is Popwire's after show for the sci-fi show coming back called SurrealEstate. And thank you everyone for joining us. We didn't think this was gonna happen because it's a long story, right? But we're so glad that the show is back. If you've never met us before, my name's Roel. I live in Seattle. I'm originally from Maui, Hawaii. And yeah, I run Popwire along with all my other writers. Danny is here with me today. She's excellent, and she's been covering Motherland, Fort Salem, and a whole bunch of other stuff for us. And not with us today is our other writers, Christina Baker and Bradley Burgess. We wish they were here. Hopefully, they will join us in another episode. But
Yeah.
happy Wednesday, happy premiere day, Danny. How are you?
Yes, happy premiere day.
Yes, so exciting. Yeah, we haven't done this in a while, so excuse me if we are excuse us if we're a little nervous. And so one thing I also want to try to do is editing these are like really hard. So I'm gonna try to keep it like conversational and just let it go with the flow. So it might be a long episode, so just stay along for the ride and we'll talk about a lot of cool stuff. And yeah. So, Danny, I understand that you actually watched the show for the first time recently
Yeah,
to prepare for this. So, I'm curious, what were your thoughts on the first season of Surreal Estate?
I really liked it. I thought it was a lot of fun. Um, I think for me, the each haunting was creative and interesting. And um, I think the thing that really brought me into the story, though, was the characters and sort of the character arcs. I'm always a big like character person, anyways. And my favorite storyline so far has been Luke's story. Like as season one continued, we saw sort of like the unveiling of what he grew up with as a child, his gift of like being able to see ghosts and speak with them and hear them. And then him being able to visit with his deceased father and all of those kinds of things. I think that was probably my favorite part.
Awesome. And I'm curious to know, so in like a few days, I will be putting up a post on popbar.net for my four favorite episodes of the first season. But Danny, do you have like a couple of episodes that you you enjoyed?
Yeah. So not season, episode three. Let's see, what was it called? For Sale by Owner, the one that was guest starring Melanie Scrofano.
Mm,
Scrofano,
mm.
pronouncing her name wrong, but I love her from Winona Earp, and being able to see her in like a totally different character, and then having her and Kim Rozon back on the screen together, and seeing like a totally different dynamic between the two of them, I thought that was really fun. And then my other favorite episode was probably 106, which is called Roman Six, and it was about the watchmaker.
Mhm.
Um, I thought she was probably one of the scariest villains of season one.
Mm.
She was just so evil, and there wasn't any like it didn't seem like they had any way out of it, out of saving Megan. But yeah, and so that part when Megan actually like faked her death,
Yeah.
when she died, I was like, oh no. And Luke looked so sad when that happened. And yeah, and then obviously she didn't die and was able to like yeah, they killed
Yeah.
off the watchmaker and it was amazing.
That's funny because those two episodes are two of my four. And it's funny as you were talking about it, Romans 6, it makes sense to me why they called it that now because it's sort of like a heist. And like Ocean's 11,
Oh
the
yeah. I did
Roman
not catch on to
6.
that.
So I thought
Yeah.
that's why they called it that. So while you were talking about the whole that episode, I was getting goosebumps. Like, wait, that's why they called it that.
No,
Oh
that's such a good
no,
catch.
what?
Yeah.
I was wondering why they called it that, but now like it just clicked. So funny.
Yeah.
Okay, so this season two almost never happened. In I think it was October of 2021, the show was canceled. It was really sad, and I honestly think it's one of the best shows that are currently on Sci-Fi,
Yeah, I agree.
right? And then the following May, it was miraculously renewed for a second season. So happy. I love the cast, as you mentioned, like the characters, the stories, the stories,
Hmm.
uh, the relationships of
Yeah.
with all of them. It's really that's why I wanted to see more. And I love horror and comedy, so
Hmm.
having side elements of that in the show is really just like icing on the cake. I loved it. Um, yeah, what are your thoughts on the renewal of the show?
Well, I didn't, truthfully, I didn't really know about Surreal Estate until you wanted to cover it.
Mhm.
But after watching season one, and then learning that it was renewed for a second season fairly recently, I was like, oh my God, I'm so glad because it really is a good show. And you're right, when you brought up like the characters' relationships and stuff, like um they're all very different people, but the way they work together, the way how much they care for each other, it really speaks through the scene or the screen. So yeah, it's a great show to have on their network.
Mm. And the season one, the final scene ended where Luke Roman was in the bowling alley and he's calling out to his dad.
Oh, yeah.
So, oh gosh, and so I'm really glad that we get a new season. So hopefully, this might be a spoiler alert, but the actor who plays the father, he does appear in season two.
Oh,
Um,
I'm so
I,
glad to hear
yeah,
that.
I don't know if it's because it was posted online that he even did interviews about it like a while back that
Okay.
is coming back in season two.
Oh,
So,
good.
hopefully there's a reunion. I don't know when it'll be, but I hope I hope for the best.
Yeah.
And for more, I recently interviewed director and executive producer Danishka Esterhazy, who's
Oh, that's
wonderful.
so cool.
And we talked about her reactions to the renewal and how they celebrated. And then she also teased a little bit about this season. So for more information on that, go to popwire.net. I'll leave a link in the description of the video below. And there's much more interview coverage that I will post along this season, so you guys can look forward to that. All right, now so today was when Sci-Fi had aired the season two premiere. It just ended, so if you haven't seen the episode yet, please watch it and then back. Yes, so today's October 4th, and the episode just aired. So, Danny, tell us what this episode is about.
Sure. The episode is titled Trust the Process, and it's described as follows. Without his special powers, Luke struggles to handle an engaged property by instinct alone. Susan falls in love at first sight with a mysterious home that has a special power over her. This episode was written by George R. Olson, directed by Danishka Esterhazy, and music by Spencer Crean.
Yay, Spencer! I love his music. That was okay. This premiere, oh my God, I feel like it was worth the wait because so much going on, especially in the opening scene. I loved it. Oh gosh, it was intense. It was funny. It was scary. So much going on. I loved it. For the episode Trust the Process, what are your two favorite moments? And then I'll go into mine.
I have to shout out the two like girl power moments. So, Luke has been absent because he's trying to figure out how to live his life without his gift because it's gone now and sort of changes everything for him.
Mm.
And Susan kind of like stepped in and was handling business for him. When Luke comes back, they have this moment, they're having like a team meeting, and Luke was like very dismissive of Susan. And so Susan was rightfully upset. And Zoe actually like took Luke aside and was like, dude, what the hell?
Mm.
And put him in his place. And I thought that was awesome. Like
Yes.
women supporting women. I love to see that. And then again later on, when they are taking down the serial killer ghost. I think his name was Ed. Is that correct? Yeah, Edward Cornell. Um, uh, Zoe gets the bag of his like trophies and like tosses it to Susan, and Susan lights it up,
Yeah.
which in turn kills Edward. So it's just like, yeah, two powerful girl moments, and I thought that was
Yeah.
really awesome.
And I love that it's actually one of my favorite episodes in season one is when they were, I think it was a lighthouse, Susan and Zoe, and they were bonding over wine and stuff. And
Yeah, yeah.
it's the first time where Zoe sees Susan's powers.
Hmm.
And then it was like their teamwork, and the episode was really good. And the way the episode ended, where they gave each other that look, like, I see you, I like you,
Yeah,
and you're
yeah.
like, I love that. So seeing that, cross over into the new season, I love their relationship.
Hmm.
I know some people are trying to ship them together. I don't see
Oh,
it.
really?
Yeah, like Sue Zoe or Susan or whatever, but I don't know. I think they just make good friends and good
Yeah.
coworkers. I love their relationship. And you were also mentioning about, the rocky relationship between Luke and Susan when
Mhm.
when Luke comes back. Uh, I also spoke to Danishka about uh, that dynamic, and you can read that in the on popwire.net,
Cool.
and I'll leave a link again in the description below. And she has some really interesting stuff to say, so be sure to check that
Mm.
out. Um, yeah, so my favorite parts were the intro again. I love how everyone worked together, minus Luke because he hadn't come back yet. But that was one of my favorites. And then the second one, I can't. I, oh, I loved when Luke. Sorry, wait. I just remembered. Okay, so I wrote it down. I am so sorry, you guys. Okay, hold on. Oh, I remember now. One of my favorite characters from season one, his name is William. He's the kooky dude who is
Oh,
obsessed
yeah.
with haunted houses. He makes a return in the premiere. And as soon as I saw him, I just cracked up because I think he said, where is Sylvia, is what he said.
Yeah.
Because every time he says her name, he says it wrong. And I crack up. I love him. So it was such a joy to see him. And that scene is where we see Megan again.
Hmm.
And I like that scene. It's like a goodbye. And I think that might be the last time we see her this season.
Oh, really? Oh, man.
So, because in season one, we see her like she's studying for like
Hmm.
residency, and but I adore her with Luke, and I hope this is not the last time we see her. It seems like a goodbye, but I'm not sure. And speaking of Megan, I had asked Janishka Esterhazy about that moment in the episode. And Danny, could you go ahead and read what Danishka had mentioned about Megan?
Yeah. So Danishka said Megan has her own journeys during season one, and they don't involve the Roman agency, but I believe we will see her again.
Yes. And there is one last sentence in that you have to go to the website to go check out because
All
kind of cool.
right, I'm gonna have to read this article after our
Yeah,
recording. Yeah, I gotta check this out.
it's pretty cool. So head over to popwire.net to check that out. Again, I'll leave a link in the description below. Okay, so now your theories. I want to go first real quick.
Okay,
So
yeah, go for it.
Susan like gets this new house. It's beautiful, it's gorgeous. But like for
Hmm.
I don't know, like that's a huge house for just one person, right? I mean, it's
Yeah.
beautiful, but there is something wrong, something wrong with it. There's this little smart device, it's like an Echo or like a Siri thing, or like a smart assist AI device thing, and it knows her name.
Yeah.
Pretty creepy. And at the very end, when she's leaving the house, the ring starts lighting up,
Mhm.
and something, I don't know, I don't trust it. I think they're building up to something. I don't know if you saw the movie Megan with the the make you know
I haven't seen it, but I know what movie you're talking about.
okay, but at the end of that movie, spoiler alert, there's a little smart device that does the same thing.
Uh-oh.
And oh my god, that's part two. Um, and yeah, so I think a lot of crazy shits might go down. I don't
100% agree.
right?
Yeah.
'Cause, I swear AI and robots are going to take over the world. We've been saying it.
I feel old when I like tell people that like I am not into AI. I don't like the home assistant things and um I you're not going to see me using Chat GBT. Like that's just me though. That's how I don't know. But yeah, that stuff really freaks me out. There's been way too many movies and books written about these things for one or two of those stories not to be true at some point, you know? Like, I don't know. It's scary.
Yeah. Okay, quick side story, but
Yeah.
okay, so I'm Apple all the way. I'm
Mhm.
actually recording this on my MacBook Air, but I know Siri is like AI and not real, but am I the only one who's like, hey Siri, can you please? I say please and thank you. I'm like, can you please? Oh, thank you, Siri. You're so sweet. Um, and then there are
I think
some
it would be smart for everyone to do that.
right, because you never know, right? Um, and then there's sometimes where Siri doesn't respond. So I'm like, hey Siri, blah blah blah, blah. Hey Siri, and then she finally does it. I'm like, fucking bitch. But yeah, that's my struggles with having, it's sometimes it's faster to do stuff yourself because I have all these smart lights and all that stuff, and sometimes it doesn't work, like Siri doesn't turn them on, and I spend like a couple of minutes trying to get Siri to do it. It's so much faster to just go up to the light, switch it off myself, right?
Yeah.
Old school way. Yeah. Okay. So yes, so again on popwire.net, you can read up on Megan and Luke. Wait, Megan? Yeah, Megan and Luke, and then Susan and Luke.
Mhm.
Good read. Check it out. And also my recap for this episode is on the site as well. And I don't know if you okay, have you seen my recaps on the site, Danny? Because I love my little subtitles that I put for the review. Like this episode, the season, 201, I titled my recap if these walls could stalk. So it's kind of like a pun, because in the episode they're drilling through the wall,
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
and then there's like creepy singing guy singing like sounding like a boy and little boy. But I'm really proud of my little titles that I
You're
put.
always good at that. You come up with the best puns.
Yeah, so guys, go back to look at the surreal estate section on popwire.net. Look at all the reviews that I put. I lo- I I feel like so clever with all these titles. I'm like I'm so proud of myself. Um oh yeah, so that like also, the season, and you were talking, Danny, about Melanie Scrofano, how she was
Yes.
directing, and when she was guest starring the episode, how she was faking being like whatever, and then she
Super
threw
kooky.
herself down. She threw herself down, and then she broke her elbow. So with all that, my title for the review was "Fake It Till You Break It,"
Oh, I like it.
which is yeah. So I love it. Okay, so a few days ago, I had asked a few of you to caption the image of Zoe looking into the hole in the wall. So right now we're going to play some of those captions that you have submitted, and keep an eye out on our Surreal Estate social uh, accounts to submit yours for future episodes. So let's look at what our readers had to say about that picture.
What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through.
So, Roel, what are your hopes for this season?
My hopes is I hope Luke gets reunited with his dad.
Mm.
And I've already mentioned on social media that, okay, so I need to backtrack, guys. When Luke ran into his dad for the first time in the show, there's this beautiful music piece by Spencer Crean. His score is just so amazing. And I just cried as soon as I heard it. And every time when I want a good cry, the song is called Fathers and Sons, and it's on volume 1 of the SurrealEstate soundtrack. So take a listen, Fathers and Sons. And
I'm about to write that down.
Yeah, whenever I want a good cry, I'll just listen to it and just bawl my eyes out. So when eventually they do reunite, I want that song to play again.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah.
really did love those scenes between those two. Like, I think um, anyone who has lost a parent or a loved one, like, can understand how special that would be to be able to communicate with them after death. Like, yeah, just beautiful. Like, really tugs at my heartstrings.
What else? And I also want to see Megan again. I want to see more of her. I hope it
Yeah.
wasn't the, I love their relationship. And oh, I also hope that we get more. As much as I love the relationships within the agency, I'm a big horror fan. I want to see more ghosts and monsters and scary stuff. And yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. Yeah, what about you?
Sure. Um, let's see. Well, in addition to what you listed, because I would say that those are definitely my hopes too. I don't know. It would be awesome if Luke got his gift back, but if he doesn't, I hope that he comes to terms with it. And I also hope that he gives Susan the respect that she deserves.
Yes, please.
And yeah, because I think she's bringing a lot of great stuff to the team. And, the way she works things is a little bit different than he does it, but like it obviously works, so maybe they can meet somewhere in the middle with how they approach these different houses and hauntings.
I wonder if he's acting like that because he feels threatened by her because she's doing a kick-ass job without him. And
Yeah, I think he's probably feeling a little bit like inept, like he was like the main guy in this group. And now he's just like everyone else.
but he still looks good. So
Yes, he looks great.
okay. So a few people got, I'm gonna block my address. So we got this box from SYFY
That's so cool.
like a couple weeks ago. And I've been waiting for this moment to unbox it with you guys because
Yes.
I might have been spoiled because I was scrolling because I like to follow the SurrealEstate hashtag on Twitter just to see what's going on, what people are talking about. And I might have seen a little photo. So I kind of know already what's inside, but I don't know. So let's look into it. Okay. So this is the box. Okay. And it just showed up at my door. I'm like, what?
That is so cool.
How did they get my address? Maybe my smart device in my home.
Yeah. Yeah,
Maybe
Siri told him.
Siri. Maybe Siri. You know what? Yeah, some of these devices are selling your information. Uh,
I think they've been doing that.
okay, so I got the box open and let me move this. Okay. Also, I want to mention, okay, so that thing in the back, that's the box in between those candles, right behind the candles. You can't really see it, and I was hoping you could see it, but it's the press kit from season 1 of SurrealEstate.
Oh, wow.
And then I'll talk about more about that in a little bit. And I have those flames going on because, you know, Susan's power,
Yeah.
telekinesis is what she says. Okay, so, oh my gosh, how do you open? I'm not an influencer, guys, so I'm not used to opening boxes. Okay. Ooh, scared. Okay. All right. So,
What is it?
okay. All right. So let's see. Okay. So, oh, there's lots of this, like, oh my gosh.
Ooh.
So that's gonna make a mess. All right. Okay, so it comes with this card here, and it says real estate news season October 4, which is today. Yay. Okay, and then on the back it says, "Dear homeowner, the fall season is upon us, and you can expect many visitors, invited or not, uh, coming to your home. Your friends at SYFY want to help you keep a close eye on everyone, human, animal, and metaphysical. We hope this video doorbell
What?
help you steer clear of unwanted guests, be they alive or visiting from another realm. If you do run into any beings with unfinished business, check out SurrealEstate, the hashtag SurrealEstate on SYFY for tips from the Roman agency. Don't miss the new season of SurrealEstate premiering Wednesday, October 4th at 10 p.m. on SYFY. Catch up on last season streaming now on Hulu. Your friends at SYFY. Okay, wait, what?
Wait, so what is it? It's a like a doorbell alarm or what? Oh, wow. That's cool.
That's so crazy. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Okay, so
Does it also detect ghosts?
oh my gosh. I have to tell you a story. Okay, that would be really cool. But let me see if there's anything else in the box. Um, it looks like that's it. It's a pretty big box for just that. But oh my gosh, this is pretty cool. Okay,
Yeah.
so it is an Arlo doorbell, like one of those smart devices. And you know what? It actually makes sense because there's a smart device in the show, like a smart home. So I guess, yeah, that totally makes sense. And what's interesting is when I saw the first episode with that device, before SYFY said this, I was like, you know what would make a good press kit is if they gave out one of those Amazon Echoes,
Yeah.
you know, like the small ones, like a smart assistant, because it's kind of like the one that they have on the show, but the one that you can buy. And
Yeah.
uh so yeah, I was kind of close with this. Yeah, I like it a lot. But you mentioned, does it catch ghosts? Okay, so currently I have Blink cameras set up through my apartment. I have one in my living room and one out my window. And sometimes I'm just scared to check the video at night. Uh,
Why?
because what if I see something that I'm like, oh shoot, I gotta take a yeah, and the main reason why I have these cameras up is so that I can see, like, you know, if any intruders come in and etc. But if I see something like move,
Yeah.
oh, I'm gonna freak out. But you know, I believe in the supernatural. I believe in all that stuff. And then for everyone watching, me and Danny, we will be talking about our supernatural stuff in
Mhm.
future episodes. So
Yeah. Our personal experiences.
yeah. Oh, this is so cute. Thank you so much, SYFY. Thank you for so much.
Yeah, that's very generous.
So this is really cool. Okay. So, and speaking of press kits and stuff like that, so that one back there, we are going to be doing a giveaway for it. That has been sitting in my closet since 2001.
Wow.
I'm so like corny. I did a whole photo shoot of the items in it. Did you see the post that I put up?
No, I didn't.
It's like all these photos of all the items. That one was a good box, let me tell you. So rather than just keeping it in my closet, not doing anything. And rather than throwing it away, we're going to be doing a contest for it. You have to be in the US or Canada to win. And the way it's going to work is the next 4 episodes of WitchSlapped, which you are watching right now, there is a little word that appeared. I don't know if you already saw it, but there's a word that appeared in this video. You're going to have to collect all 4 words, one each from each video, and then submit it. And then we will pick one randomly, and then they will get that press kit. It's really cool. There's lots of cool stuff.
Yeah, that's so fun too.
Really cool. Yeah, I love it. Love it. Okay, so before we go, I gotta say that episode 2 coming out next week is has to be my favorite episode of the series so far. How we want to give you a tease for that episode. We're not gonna like reveal much because we don't want to get in trouble by SYFY. But Danny, what is one word that you could tease? One word that you could tease.
One word.
Episode.
Oh God.
About you.
I don't know. Lullaby.
Okay. Lullaby. I like it. Okay.
Yeah.
Then my word, that's a good one. That's a good one. My word is scales.
Ooh.
Scales.
Mhm.
Yeah. Y'all, oh my God, if you love Tim Rozon, you're gonna go crazy for this episode. And oh my God, this episode was really, episode 202 is really funny. So check it out.
Yeah, it is really good.
Watch us again right after, where we will talk about episode 202. So yeah, make sure to watch that. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit subscribe, and then watch our WitchSlapped after show right after the episode airs on the East Coast, where we will talk about that episode. And I think that is it. Danny, do you have anything you want to say before we go?
Don't forget to give us a like, please.
Like, subscribe,
Yes.
follow PopWireNet on all social platforms. And yeah, PopWireNet on all like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and yeah. All right, so this is me along with Susan and Luke and Danny. So bye-bye. See you next week.
Bye.